guys, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to see the basics of Android Studio. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. So let me open Android Studio. So talking about the version of my Android Studio is 24.1.1, which is the very first window that opens while opening Android Studio is the project pane. So we can see our recent projects up here, and we can see the new project, and we can also open our projects using right from here. So for now I'm going to click in new project, and here we have a lot of different activities given by Android Studio itself. So I'm not going to use these activities. Instead I'm going to go with empty activity, empty views activity. After clicking it, click in next. So you have to give the name of your application, package name, and the location of your application, and then you should choose the language you are going to work in, and then the minimum SDK. Talking about the API, it will be better if you go to lower versions of API, because the more lower the API version is, the more number of devices can accommodate your application. But the problem with the lower API is you cannot use all the features of Android Studio, all the latest features of Android Studio. So I would recommend to go in between. If you go to higher levels of API, you will have an option of all the features available inside your app, but the app would not support for lower versions of Android mobiles. So I would recommend you to go in a mid-range segment. So let me show you. API 16 will support 100% of devices, and API 34 only supports 13% of devices. So I'm gonna go with API 24 Nugget Android 7.0. So it do support with 97.4, and it is not more lower version, so it is like in the mid-range. So I'm gonna go with 24, API 24. So once you are done with it, you can click hit on finish. So once the project is loaded, you'll have two different files. One is main.activity.java and the other one is activity.main.xml. Before talking about these both files, let me just show you a quick tour of Android Studio. So here we'll have our project pane, where you can have access to all the files inside our project. So here you will see a lot of different files, but we will not see about them right now. We will definitely discuss about them in the future. So let me just close all these files. And the file we are going to discuss about right now is only main activity, main.xml and main activity. So let me close other files, and except that we have our .cat and build right here, and on the top pane we can see our virtual devices that are available, and we can also pair our real-time device using Wi-Fi or USB. Here we have our run or debug, so we can also edit the configuration if you want it. And we can see the profile right here. The profile is something that shows out the profile of our application. We'll be discussing about the profile in the future. And here we'll see the device manager, which will have the number of virtual devices that we want. We can also add devices right here. And this is the running devices. So this will show the number of running devices, as because we didn't run any device right now. And the latest version of Android Studio have the Gemini support. So if you want, you can also use Gemini in Android Studio right now. So about our application right now. So these both are going to be a key frame of our application. So activity main.xml is going to be the front end, which is the UI, user interface of our application, and main activity.java, Java file is going to give life to our user interface. So let me just get into main activity. Here we have a text view basically. So let me just show you the number of views in XML file. So when you get into an XML file, you'll have three different views. One is design view, which we are right in here. We have an hybrid view, which is also called a shift view in Android Studio, which will have both the code as well as the design view. And you also have only code view. So for now, I'm going to stick on with it. We have some codes unrolled for parent layout, and this is the code for text view. Don't worry, we'll be talking about this in a minute. For now, let me remove the text view. So once I remove the text view, you can see that we have the parent. So talking about layout, we have a lot of different layouts. So we'll be talking about constraint layout, relative layout, and linear layout. And we'll be mostly using constraint layout, but right now I'm going to change constraint layout to relative layout. So after changing constraint layout to relative layout, I'm going to add a text view to our application. And layout height and width is going to be wrap content, and I'm going to say text hello world. So this is the text that we had before. So I'm gonna say just hello, and I'm going to give this an ID. The ID is basically the name that is given to the text, so that our backend Java file can connect with the component and can communicate with the component. So let me give ID for this element, and let me say hello text. And after this, I'm going to give it. So I wanted it in the center of my parent. So the parent is nothing but the user interface. So center in parent is true. So it will. So now you can see the text view is in the center. And so the next thing is button. So I'm going to add a button to my user interface. And also this is going to be wrap content, and I'm going to have a text of say hello, and I'm going to give this an ID again. So ID is going to be hello button, and after that, so we have to make this button functionable. So in order to make this button functionable, we have two different options, and we'll be discussing both the options right now. So for now, I'm going to discuss option number one. So I'm going to add on click here, and let me say hello. After this, I'm good to go. Let me close this and directly get into my Java file. Here I'm going to create a method, and let me say that as public void say hello, and this method should have view in it. So let me just add that. So basically all the objects, a button, a text view, everything in Android Studio are extended from view class. So we consider a button as a view. So let me show you about what I'm talking about. So first, on the click of the button, we have to change the text. So let me create a text view right here. Text view text is equals to text is equals to find view by ID. So this was the one I was talking about. So after writing the syntax of find view by ID, we have or.id, which is also a syntax. By the way, here or refers to the resources folder, and the ID refers to the ID within our main XML file. So r.id dot hello text, and on click of the button I do wanted the text view to be changed. So let me say txt.setText to be hello name. Once you change this, we are ready to run our application. So so here we have our application successfully running on our Pixel 3. So once I click here, say hello, it should say hello name, and that's perfectly working. So let me minimize this tab and get back to active-domain.xml and add some more features to this application. So I want this button under hello text. So I'm going to say below, so it's layout below. We are going to say by ID it's going to be below hello txt, and then we are also going to say it should be center in center. So I am going to say center horizontal to be true. So now it looks good. But still, I want a small space in between the text view and the button. So let me add a margin top to be 30 dp, and this looks good right now. So now I wanted my edit text to be here so that I can give a name and the application will respond according to what I say. Before that, I'm going to change something here. I told you there are two options to set on-click listener. So this is the very first option, and you can see that while I write on-click, you have a strike on the top. The reason is that because this method is already deprecated, and you can yet use this method, but it is not advisable. So I'm going to show you the other method, how to set an on-click listener for the button. So now let me just remove this. So we have this text view inside this method. So if I create in any other method, I could not use this method in any other. I could not use this variable inside any other method. So I'm going to do alternative for this one. So I'm going to create private text view, which is going to be txt, and I'm also going to create another variable which is going to be private button. So once I do both, I'm good to go. Here I'm going to say btn.set on-click listener new view.onClick listener. So here view represents the view object, which is the button. So here if you click on the button, you can see it extends text view. So basically a button is a text view. It's an extended version of a text view. So if you click on text view, here you can see its text view extends view. So basically all the object inside a user interface are view extends view object. So you can use this set on click listener for any of the components. We're using this for button right now. So let me close these box. So here on click listener is set. So now let me say, so before doing these I should call my ID. So let me do that. Dot hello text, and btn is equal to find me by ID r.id hello btn. And once we are done, now we can say txt.setText to be hello. and we should have some more changes right in our activity so that we can do. So now I'm going to add an edit text. So edit text. So this is going to be wrap content. Instead of giving wrap content, let me say match parent, so that I can give you an idea about what match parent is. So match parent is nothing but it would match the total parent, so you can see that it is occupying the whole screen. So I do wanted a match parent width, but I don't wanted a match parent height, so let me say a wrap content for that. So now I'm going to give a hint for my edit text, and let me say that as name. And now I wanted a margin so that it will be looking good. Margin is equal to 20 dp. Yeah, this looks good. Or you can directly go to the top and say padding equals to 10 dp. This also would look good, but I'm going to go with this first option. So yeah, here 20 dp, and I'm going to say this as center in parent be true. So it's going to be like flashing. So let me click in the text and say, instead of centering parent, let me say horizontal to center true, and it's gonna be below. I have to give an ID for this, so ID edit name. So here I'm going to give the ID edit name. So now you can see that we have a beautiful interface. So let me add a margin top, which is going to be 10 dp. Already it has. Still, let me give another 10 dp. So talking about text view, we can also change the text of a text view. For example, we can give style for our text view, bold and italic. And we can give color for our text view. So you can change the color for your text view right from here. So this looks good. And you can also change the color of your button. So it's gonna be background tint, and that should change your. So let me have the whole application UI in this color. And you can also have hint colors and everything. So for example, if you wanted, you can say style writing edit text. So you can have all of these options available in your text view. So once you are good to go, now let's get into the main activity. So I should also call my edit text right here. Text edit, and let me get here and say equals to find view.id edit name, and here within the on-click method. So don't worry about this, the problem will automatically be fixed in some time. So here within the on-click method, I'm going to say I just wanted the set text to be here with the name that we type in there. So edit dot get text. So get text will be in a form of numbers because this is an ID. So if we wanted to use that was entered inside the text edit text inside the Java file, we should convert it to a string. So let's add toString, and once you do that, you're good to go. So after this, you can just simply say, you can refresh your application. So after refreshing our application, this is our UI, new UI. So now let me just give it a name, example. So after this, let me click in the button, and that should be working. So yeah, so this is for this. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.